Out there? The blazing through things here. So for those of you that are like, oh my god, when will it end? Not too much longer. Hold on. The second part of that sentence was Debbie Downer. For the people who are having the best time of their lives, don't worry, we have lots of songs left. This next one's a dance song too, but a different kind of dance song. We call it the Canadian Shuffle. What family came up with for this one? So fans of So You Think You Can Dance, watch for this move this season. Sarah really breaks out into it in the third verse. Watch that. It was very interesting this summer. We spent most of it opening for a band called Paramore in the United States, and they're great band, like that totally muscular rock band. You know, not literally muscular, like they're actually kind of like, you know, like I'm little and they're little, and it's fine. But anyways, when I meant more like muscular, like as in like rock. But anyways, I hate myself. Okay, so here we go. Anyways, they were so great, but and their audience was so great, and for the most part, I really felt like they totally liked me and Tegan. But coincidentally, at the time when we started the Paramore tour, I went through a phase of watching movies that I really liked from the early '90s. And one of the movies that I was watching was Ghost with Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze. I love it. Anyways, I decided sort of spontaneously before we left for the Paramore tour to just sort of like switch it up and get a haircut. And I decided I was going to get Demi Moore from Ghost haircut. And okay, so this is where the coincidental part happens to come in. Well, we got out on the Paramore tour and we were playing, you know, in places like Delaware, and we played in places like St. Augustine, Florida, and like stuff like that. So like really like places. Like what I'm trying to say is that they thought I was Justin Bieber / really 12-year-old boy on tour with Tegan, and so we're like super popular in the States. A lot of times we come out on stage. There was big screens. There was these huge screens. And sometimes when we would walk out on stage, they would cheer so enthusiastically that I was pretty sure that they thought Justin Bieber was like, you guys are hardly laughing.
No, they're laughing, you can't hear because you have those things in your ears.
Right.
They're hysterical. Give some time for them to laugh.
Yeah, again, I'm just talking into the darkness. But anyway, so sometimes we would come out on stage and I would feel the need to sort of like acknowledge my breath. Like, not like verbally, but just sort of like, you know, like just so accidentally, like just swing my jacket so that the camera was just sort of focusing on my upper body, just because, not that there's anything wrong. Listen, trans solidarity. I'm not saying anything wrong with the trans community. I was pretty sure they thought I was Justin Bieber, and I didn't want them to F our bus up and like flip it over trying to get to me after the show. Anyway, this story is going somewhere. My grandpa's here tonight. It's not a big deal. Anyway, sometimes during this song, this is when the Bieber fever would really hit, because it's sort of like a sexy song, and I was sort of make eye contact with a lot of people in the audience. Keep in mind, the median age was about 16, so not appropriate, but it was just eye contact. It's not a big deal. And so, anyways,
Jeremy,
what is happening? What? No, it's good. It's so good. You know, I never. I know you don't. I never do that. Horrible person. It's really. It's actually disorienting, and then it's weird because sometimes I won't say anything and then you get mad at me, and this is exactly why, because you're like mom and you have the microphone and you're like, oh, too inappropriate, I'm not sure that I'm comfortable with what you're saying to the kid. No, I take it back. You do take it back. I think you should keep talking about the 16-year-olds. Yeah. I wasn't attracted to the 16-year-olds. There's nothing wrong with being 16. You're not wonderful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, just like Christina Aguilera says. I'm just saying that I was trying to make intense eyes with the audience, and they just happened to be 16. If they had been 85 and it was like a snowbird conference in Florida, I would have done the same, is what I'm saying. If it was an 85-year-old, eye contact. 16, eye contact. You, a mixture of ages, are about to get some serious eye contact. Here we go.